Hi, listeners. Welcome back to Heart to Heart with Anastasia, the show where I explore the intersections of love, self worth, and public health. I remain your host, Anastasia. Today, I'm discussing a topic that has the potential to revolutionize the way we approach social change: love driven activism. Love driven activism is an approach that prioritizes compassion, empathy, and kindness in driving social change. It recognizes that every individual has inherent worth and deserves to be treated with dignity and respect. But what does this look like in practice? How can we balance the need for systematic change with the need for compassion and empathy? And what are the benefits of approaching activism from a place of love? Now let's take it bit by bit. What does this look like in practice? Well, it's a beautiful thing, a beautiful moment to aim out for result driven activity that expresses your goals and optimisms. It's well felt, the moment is fulfilling. Now, narrowing it down to the spot view of a personality or personalities per se, trust me, the feeling is unquantifiable. Now, how can we balance the need for systematic change with the need for compassion and empathy? One, by acknowledging the humanity of all individuals. In the world we live in, this can't even be an oversight. Recognize that everyone, regardless of their position or privilege, has inherent worth and deserve to be treated with dignity and respect. Secondly, by fostering empathy and understanding. To do this, you must be endowed with patience. The bridge between hearing, listening, and understanding is similar in nature. Engage in active listening, ask questions, seek to understand the perspective and experiences of others, including those who may hold different views or have different levels of privilege. Thirdly, addressing systematic issue with compassion. There is need for compassion in everything we do. Let me take that again. There is need for compassion in everything we do. That's what produces a lasting effect. A sense of compassion and empathy strikes the difference. Recognizing that individuals are often products of their environment and may not be aware of the harm caused by their actions or inactions. Looking at what are the benefits of approaching activism from a place of love. Really, just by the mention of that word love, I could really literally feel the impact of anything driven by love. It's illuminating. It's guys, I can't even put a word at it. The feeling is endless and unquantifiable at heart. First, about the benefits, it reduces burnout and trauma. This releases the sensation of belonging. When activism is approached from a place of love, it produces this outcome as individuals are more likely to prioritize self-care and emotional well-being. Secondly, it increased creativity and innovation. It helps individuals to think outside the box and develop novel solutions to complex social problems. It infuses this willingness to want to offer their time and resources to make it happen. Thirdly, increase empathy and understanding. This leads to more effective and sustainable social change as individuals are more likely to be motivated by a sense of compassion and empathy rather than anger or resentment. I want to share a personal story. This story is more than just a story to me. It deepens me the scope my scope of realities of life. It's also a case study that illustrates the transformative power of love driven activism. So during my undergraduate days, I had the privilege to intern at Sexual Assault Referral Center. It's a non-governmental organization. I got the awesome privilege to witness a case. I'm sharing a little bit of this because I want you to see and bring you to the place of understanding that love indeed and compassion is the key to healing and freedom in some cases. So that very day, the head of the organization walked in with a lady, an undergraduate to be precise. The both of them were coming from the police station. Obviously, they went to relay a case. And yes, it was a rape victim case. You heard me, yeah, you heard me right, guys. She was crying. There was few bruises on her face and hand. Apparently, a so-called friend raped her. So, how did this happen? From her story, guys, a guy that is also an undergraduate asked her out and wanted them to be in a relationship, but she said she wasn't ready, and the guy accepted that, and both of them became friends, just friends. They meet in school, they read together along with other friends. So from her thoughts, she felt that okay, we are just friends, and the guy is cool with it. So in a nutshell, she went over to his place and then he forced himself on her and raped her. That was just it. Like a very sad story. That was just it. We ran some tests on her. She's not pregnant. She's free of HIV. And there was an indication of a forceful entry. We gave her pills for assault victim to prevent pregnancy. In this case, what do you think she needs aside the justice, the physical measures, and all of that? She needs emotional balance. She needs someone she can confide in. She needs courage. She needs love more than ever. All the love she can get, all of it. How do I feel about this? I can't even begin to tell how I felt about that. It was my first time seeing a life that was sexually assaulted. I felt cheated on her behalf. I felt the pain she was feeling. I didn't know what to do to take that away. So before I left that organization, I decided to do sexuality education, outreach, and awareness. I felt that's the least thing I can do, right? I planned out and we all went out. My target was the young kids, teenagers. I felt the need to reinforce the education of sexuality and infuse a sense of voicing out and not tolerating any form of abuse or infringement of parts and all of that. Because really, we need to teach our children that at early stage. There's nothing like my children are too young to get that. Yes, there's an age frame to all of this, and there's every age has their own sexuality education enlightenment. So please let's not act, or let this not be an oversight, because these days we really need this. We really need to educate our kids, and very importantly, we need to create an atmosphere of relationship with our kids, not just being their parents. Be friends with your kids that they can tell you anything, because it boosts their confidence and value. They are young and vulnerable and must grow with a sense of dignity and self-worth. Remember, sexual abuse oftentimes doesn't start in a day, it is subtle. This experience taught me the importance of approaching social change with compassion, empathy, and kindness. It also showed me that love driven activism is not just a feeling, but a deliberate choice that requires effort, commitment, and courage. So now, what are the key principles of love-driven activism? One, prioritizing self-care and emotional well-being, centering marginalized voices and experience, fostering inclusive and equitable community, embracing non-violence conflict resolution, practicing empathy and active listening. I want to call us to action at this junction. So how can you incorporate love-driven activism into your daily life? Here are some actionable steps that I feel would be very useful. One, educate yourself on social change issues. Get involved in local community organizing efforts. Practice self-care and prioritize your own emotional well-being. Engage in respectful and constructive dialogue with others. These actionable tips cannot just be an oversight. In conclusion, I want to bring this to a wrap, and I want to thank you for always tuning in to Heart with Anastasia. Remember, love driven activism has the power to transform individuals, communities, and society as a whole. Join me next time on Heart to Heart as I explore more dimensions. Until then, take care of yourself, keep living a healthy and happy life. Much love from me to you always. See you in my next episode. Bye.